Are you in the market for a wood splitter? Perhaps you have an old wood splitter or you don't have a wood splitter, but you're doing some research trying to figure out what is the best wood splitter you can buy. Now you can go to a big box store, you can buy a hydraulic wood splitter. Usually the cycle time on there is anywhere from 15 to 20 seconds. They are very, very slow. We used to have one, we used to have a hydraulic wood splitter. My father had put together, I'll show you a photo of it here. It just took forever. In the limited time we had to split wood, we looked at other options. So today I'm going to show you about our SuperSplit Kinetic Log Splitter. We're not sponsored by SuperSplit, the company that owns SuperSplit, but just want to talk about how great a product it is. We've had it for several years. We split all of our wood with it. In fact, the old hydraulic wood splitter we sold off several years ago. It just took up too much space and we never ended up using it anymore. I'm going to talk about some pros and cons with it and how we split wood here on the farm. We've already been splitting wood this morning. Got the tractor out. Got the forks on the back so we can lift up pallets. Typically what we do is when we cut down a tree, we go ahead and cut it up into 16-inch lengths, try to get it on pallets and then move it around on pallets so we handle it as little as possible. Here's our SuperSplit Log Splitter. Again, this is a kinetic log splitter. It may look like it's kind of chintzy, but we've had, goodness, 36-inch rounds on it. If you can get it on top of the machine, it'll split it. May have to take a couple runs at it, but it certainly will whittle away at it and get it split out. So really good unit. The cycle time is just a few seconds. Again, it's a kinetic wood splitter. It has no hydraulics. It's got a Honda engine on it. Works really well. So it has a GX 160. I added this. This is an old B box that I added on the back just to throw different items in. Earmuffs, WD-40, blocks, gloves, etc. When we purchased ours, we actually got the wider table. When you get the wider table, it actually has the legs on each side to stabilize it. If you get the shorter or narrower one, it will not have that. A little extra money. We did not order the hitch. I actually fabricated this hitch just out of a piece of 2x2 tubing. Works fairly well. They do sell that as an option when you purchase your SuperSplit. Want to talk about one of the challenges with the machine. So this is the con. If you do get one of these, you see this residue here on the beam. This is an I-beam. The challenge is, if you can see this roller here, you need to make sure that roller is always moving and not stuck. This morning when I started out, it was about 25 degrees and that roller was all frozen up. So I had to spray some WD-40 on it and get it freed up. So what you have to do occasionally, I've got an old paint scraper. What you have to do is just clean this off. Make sure it has a flat surface to roll over. There we go. So again, occasionally you just have to do that to clean it off. Again, so that bearing right there rolls freely. So typically I lube it up before we start, and then I also spray some WD-40 on it at the end of when we stop splitting. There's also two rollers underneath here on each side that hug the bottom side of this I-beam that you need to spray WD-40 back in on there. Other than that, there's not a lot of maintenance. So it works pretty good. So here's the wood I split this morning. We put it in wheelbarrows. We find that it's easier to split it, put it in a wheelbarrow, and then wheel it over to our pallets that we have rigged up. I've got another video on how to make these pallets if you're interested. Each one of these pallets holds 1/3 of a cord, so 3 pallets would be equal to 1 cord. These are 16-inch long logs, so 16-inch sticks of firewood. This is black locust, which is a great firewood to burn. So again, this was split this morning. So we wheel the wheelbarrow over here and then stack it up, and then we start over again. I should mention again that we have found it's very beneficial to go ahead and cut the logs. When we cut a tree down, we cut it into 16-inch lengths. Try to get as many as we can on old pallets. Just try to stack them so they don't roll off. That keeps them off the ground, keeps them out of the mud. Then when we're ready to split, we just use the forks on the tractor. Pick up each pallet. And we back it up to the SuperSplit. This was a stacked up pallet, just got a couple logs left. I'm gonna split this morning. What we use is an old trailer. These sides hinge down, and basically this is all the trash that'll go to the burn pile. We have a lot of winter creeper vines that unfortunately grow up on our trees. We're trying to get rid of that, but so when this gets full, we'll just haul it over to the burn pile and throw it on that. So we have about 4 or 5 wheelbarrows scattered around that we fill up. And then when they're full, we shut off the machine and fill up the pallet and start all over again. I also should mention this is our little covering I just made out of scrap lumber. Just has some old metal on the roof. Got 4 legs. These are 2x4 legs. Just cut some 2x4s. These 2 boards here, actually, I put in so I can put the forks on the front of the tractor and lift this cover up and actually move it around the farm if we need to relocate it. You'll notice also it has some LED lights. So this allows us to split wood in the dark, which of course this time of year it gets dark pretty early. So pretty handy. There it is, 1/3 of a cord. When we start on a new pallet, we just start in the middle. Again, it's 16 inches long. Pallet is 48 inches long, so you can put the 3 rows stacked evenly across the bottom of the pallet. We bought a little moisture meter, so we use this to check the moisture on all our firewood. This is an MD812 Dr. Meter. Got this off Amazon, $25 a couple years ago. Pull off the cover. It's got the 2 leads at the end, so you turn it on. So this about 25% moisture. That's 27%, 23%. 22, 26. So the average about, typically we do 4 or 5 measurements and average it, so about 24% moisture. And then we write that down in our log book. So we have all of our pallets numbered. And then we write it down as far as the amount of moisture, the day we split it, so we can provide our customers with dry firewood. Typically, you're wanting to have less than 20% moisture to burn firewood. So everything we sell is 20% or less as far as moisture content. Should say this wood was only cut, this tree was cut down about 6 weeks ago, 4 to 6 weeks ago. So it's amazing how much lower the moisture level is in the fall, winter, as opposed to cutting down trees in the summer. A lot higher moisture content, obviously, as the moisture is going up to the leaves during the summertime. The last thing we do is we take old barn tin. These were some 10-foot pieces, cut them in half so they're 5 foot long. We take 2 pieces and put them on top of the pallet when it's full, and then take some cinder blocks and put it on top so it doesn't blow off in the wind. So after we're done splitting, we have a full pallet, 1/3 of a cord. It's on a pallet. It can be moved easily with forks on the tractor. It's got tin on the top to keep the rain off so it can dry quickly, and helps us out as we load all of our firewood and take it down to our wood stand where we sell it. All right, so there you have it. That's how we split wood here at Hidden Acres Farms. Again, as a reminder, we learned the hard way. You want to keep all of your wood off the ground, keep the dirt and debris off of it, keep your wood clean. We try to have the cleanest wood, driest wood available to sell to our customers at our wood stand. I just think that's the best way to do it for good customer service and having a good product. If you have a chance to pick up a SuperSplit wood splitter, if you do order one, it may take a couple months to get it. We've had ours for several years, but if I recall correctly, it took 2 or 3 months from the time we ordered it to the time it was delivered, shipped to us. You won't find these at a box store. It actually comes from the company, which is a family-owned business that I believe started back in the 60s and now is in the 2nd generation manufacturing these kinetic wood splitters. There's copycat versions out there, but this is really the premium kinetic splitter if that's what you're interested in purchasing. So thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe for more videos from Hidden Acres Farms.